PvP mode, yeah. I haven't heard much about this. It sounds like it's pretty. It sounds like it's pretty boring. There's not much depth to the online. It really is a game made for PvE, just 100% made for PvE. So this is very much a tacked on thing, which it's not really that horrible, honestly. I mean, the game is it very much is a PvE thing, so I don't know. You can kind of be like, yeah, okay, it's there. It's there, and you can play it if you want. It's sort of like something kind of like Uncharted, maybe. How Uncharted had a multiplayer component to it, but it was sort of like a random thing. Capture Annihilation, yeah. Not really too interested. Cool. All right. Good shit, chat. Very fun game. This is a great game. There's just no way around it. This is a great game. They don't make games like this anymore, honestly. I guess that's why I like it so much. I think that's why I'm really digging it. Why I did dig it, why I am digging it. This is a well put together game, well built, put together. Yeah. It's very good. I mean, it's very good for what it is. It's just a God of War, kind of Gears of War sort of thing. You're just sort of going through, shooting dudes. It's the same kind of thing. Not a lot of mechanics. It's pretty straightforward, right? Third-person shooter, third-person melee. It's a very good game, but it's also a bit of a throwaway game. I don't want to say throwaway. Back in the day, we would have called this a throwaway, right? The original one was kind of a throwaway. The first one, the first Space Marine, you just play it one time through and you're done, and you're just finished. This is very much the same thing. It's just there's a little bit more to it. There's a little bit more options with the co-op and the multiplayer. And then the multiplayer, you can build a character. You can actually customize your character so you can look like any Space Marine that you want. They have different chapter colors and stuff. And then you unlock war gear as you play it and level up, I guess. So there's a progression system for the online, for the PvP stuff, and the co-op stuff. I believe it's both. They're both kind of tied together. And there's even a season pass, but the season pass is only cosmetics. So there's no mechanical thing locked behind it. So that's really good. Like if you're gonna spend money on a game, it really should just be cosmetic. It shouldn't be like mechanical chewy or loot or something like that. It should just be cosmetic stuff. So yeah, I mean it's really hard to complain about this game because of what it is. It is just a simple, by the numbers, old school a kind of game, right? It's framed in that old school way where you're just going through, corridor shooter kind of thing. Yeah, it feels good for that, and it does a good job. The mechanics don't get boring, at least for the amount of time that you play the campaign. The mechanics don't feel boring. You're still kind of challenged a bit with the parry and the dodge and stuff. I will admit, it doesn't really feel that great in the hands, and I think I recall the first one being very similar, where just the feel of the game didn't feel responsive. This one feels even less responsive than the first, and it's a little tiring, it's a little annoying, but I think that's necessary in order to give the kind of visual fidelity. I mean, this game does a very good job of looking very pretty and giving you some very cool set pieces where very cool things happen in it. But overall, I mean, this is definitely one of the best games I've played this year, for sure. But is it a game of the year? Probably not. Probably not a game of the year. Not really. A lot of my fun that I'm having is just that I like Warhammer 40k. I like the setting. I don't care about Space Marine that much, but I like it enough that this is really interesting and fun. I like Imperial Guard better, which is why I like Dark Tide better, but, obviously I'm not playing that much because it's not a very good game. So, the IP can only carry you so far in these kind of games, and I think this game actually is a good game just on its own. You don't need to know Warhammer. You don't need to know 40k. You can actually just play it. You can just have a good time playing it. Fuck the shit out of all kinds of things and blow shit up and shoot things and hit things. And it's very, very satisfying in that way. It's very satisfying. Yeah, man, I can't come up with a complaint. Other than the controls are a little sluggish. I guess it's a little short. but I mean, I'd rather have a short, fun, concise like story campaign. And that in this delivers. They didn't oh man. It's the praise for the game comes so much from not what they did right, but what they didn't do wrong. They didn't extend the game unnecessarily with like bloat levels and shit like that. There's no random ass DLC, there's no like pay to win strategies. It's a very simple game. In that way, you could say that's bad. You could say, oh, simple game is bad, right? Because you're not going to get much replay out of the campaign. You're probably going to do co-op for a while, maybe some online if you're really feeling it, but I'm not really feeling those things. I really just rented this game just to beat it, just to play through it and beat it, and that felt really good. It was really, really fun. Yeah, man. Having the Tyranids as enemies was great. Having obviously the Chaos people back, that was a good move. I can't really. Yeah, this is the most solid game I've played this year. It's super solid. I think it's better than Elden Ring. I think it's better than Elden Ring. I had way more fun playing this than Elden Ring, and yeah, I'm a Souls guy, and I don't like Elden Ring as much as I like Space Marine 2. I actually like this one better. It's just such a well put together game. It's so fun for what it is. It's fun for what it is, and it doesn't try to do anything more than that. Very clearly, the group that made this game sat down and said, we're going to make a cool, fun, one-shot game. And it's just going to be that. It's going to be self-contained, real simple, blast through it. Easy peasy. And they did it. They did it. They managed to avoid, typical pitfalls that a game like this would have, where something could be, blown out on levels, or, design that just doesn't quite click. It could be gameplay-wise, game feel. These are very important when you're going to play, a game that is not designed to be replayed much. You really need to make sure that first pass through is, golden, And I would say this doesn't exactly hit, a very high point. It just consistently hits a good to maybe medium high point. It's just there's some very nice graphical things that happen, lots of eye candy stuff, which is nice, but it's consistently fun throughout basically the whole game. I really didn't feel like it overstayed its welcome or anything. I wouldn't even say I want more. I'm actually pretty happy with that kind of length to the campaign. It really wasn't that bad at all. Yeah, it hit a pretty good sweet spot. I like it. And if I want more, there's online and there's co-op. So it's that's kind of cool if I really want more. Yeah, good game. Solid game, man. You just don't get games like this anymore. You don't get really tight, compact, fun, maximum enjoyment game without all the random shit that they try and put into it now. And when I say that, I mean everything from the political, societal side to just chock full of random ass mechanic side. No matter how you look at this, they just did not go overboard in anything. They made a very simple, very straightforward. This is 40K. You are a giant Space Marine guy. You're a Primaris Space Marine guy now. We're picking up from the first game, which is really awesome because that was really fun. And it's just a very satisfying game, man. Super satisfying. I haven't felt this good playing a game and beating a game in quite a long time. Starfield was a letdown. Fucking Elden Ring, I didn't even beat the final guy on Elden Ring. I just was so tired of that game, I just stopped. I mean, I beat the base game, but the DLC, I didn't do the DLC. I didn't finish the DLC final boss. It's just taken way too long. I deleted it from my PS5 because I was just like, fuck it. I don't even remember what else I played this year. But this shit slaps. I'm happy with this shit. This is so cool. Man, if anybody... and the cool thing about this is that this will survive the test of time because these kind of games are very rare now. They used to be around quite a bit back in the day. This is a Windows for Live kind of game, you know what I mean? That is crazy. Pulling back some old school shit, right? We're talking old Xbox era series kind of games, just bringing all that shit back. Oof. But that's what it feels like. It feels like that. Windows for Live, is that what or Live for Windows? I can't remember what it was called, but it was one of those things, right? They were trying to merge Microsoft Xbox with PC and shit, the early days. Yeah, this feels like that, and it's good. It's really, really good. Man. Yeah, it's good. I can't. What else is there to say? Super happy, super satisfied. Chat, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm sorry, I was totally gone for like 2 weeks there, but you guys knew the deal. I had a big vacation thing going on. We talked about it at the start of the stream. I really appreciate you guys checking in and just hanging out, talking on Discord, doing all kinds of shit. It's really nice that you guys still, after all this time, hang out, especially because I just don't stream much at all. And honestly, I think that is where I'm at. That's where I've been at for several months now, and I don't think it's really going to change. I've just been doing a lot of other shit and just been taking life easy, sleeping on this couch, working my night shift job, and trying to get out more, do a little bit more. Physically, I'm trying to, like, do the gym thing and eat less and just kind of be, healthier in general. It's taking a toll. It's taking a toll in terms of, like, sitting here and playing video games all day. It really has. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm an old ass guy. But this has been such a refreshing game to play. It's refreshing. It kind of reminds me of the days of when I really loved playing video games, and games like this were not exactly abundant, but they were around. They weren't so rare. They kind of came by every so and so. And that has not been the case for a few years now, man. Ever since the PS3, I've always felt like games have just taken a significant turn. And definitely by the PS4's time, it was like video games weren't made the way that they used to. They are made different. I think really it just comes down to there's just way too much money being thrown around. I think games like this were... I assume this game really didn't have a shit ton of money thrown into it. I'm assuming this is more of a lower budget game. I don't know what you would call it. Maybe a AA title or something. It's not indie, but I don't think it's AAA. Could still technically be AAA. But I'm feeling like just the scope, the gravity, the execution, the lack of kind of meddling. I feel like this game must be like a AA. But this is probably this is the best representation of a video game that is not typical AAA status. It's right there. It's got enough money to make it visually pleasing, but mechanically enough that it feels okay. I would like it if it felt a little bit better, but that's okay. Like everything else came together, so I'm not worried about the controls. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard to feel a game like this anytime soon. Like I don't even feel like Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter or whatever is coming. I don't even feel like that is gonna, it just doesn't feel like it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking shit before a game I even play it. I mean, that's a particular kind of game, so it's like it's not really fair to compare the two. But this game felt really good. I'm just kind of, I'm in a nice afterglow, oh man, it wasn't too long, it wasn't too short, like it feels real, just right sweet spot, pretty good. Maybe not perfect, but this is as close as a game has been to perfect as far as I can remember. It's been a long time too.